Can you tell the people what motor we're putting in there, bud?
DURAMAX.
DURAMAX. Say it again.
DURAMAX.
That's Linky Boy. He's helping me today. So if you guys have been following this build at all, last video we got the clutch setup and the transmission all on, ready to go. And in this video, we're going to toss the motor trans in the truck. We gotta wire it, we gotta do the fuel system, we gotta do all the things, but
Daddy, can I take
we're rolling. So just recently I put the frame horns on, the customized frame horns for the motor mounts, and I also drilled the hole for the shifter because this truck was an NV 3500 5-speed. Now it's gonna be a T56 Magnum, so the shifter location is different. So we cut the hole for the shifter and now it's ready to go. So basically, we're gonna yard this thing in there. But before that, we might as well take one last gander at that beautiful tick shifter, quartermaster bell housing, little stock Garrett turbocharger. See how long that lasts on here. And a bone stock LBZ with 140K. It's gonna be good, folks. It's gonna be a long road, but it's gonna be sick. Just like that. LBZ in its place. The motor mounts are actually bolted in already, so they're all lined up. Freaking right, dude. So we got the shifter all cut out, and I got a temporary trans mount situation figured out, so I can actually take the cherry picker off the engine hoist. This might be the last time I put this motor and trans in here before it runs, so super stoked about that. Let's get this out of there and kind of assess what we need to do from there. Oh, Bessie. Yes. Freaking LBZ in there. Freaking sick. Now for the wiring. This is gonna be a lot of work because I'm not very good at wiring, and this is a diesel wiring setup going in a 1500, so I'm really hoping this is gonna work out, but I've been told that it's pretty basic, so here we go. And this is the clump of wires. It's actually not a ton of stuff really, so it doesn't seem too crazy, but it's like, where does all the stuff go? We're just gonna kind of figure it out as we go. So, we got most of the wiring all dialed in into the fuse box, and computer is sitting on top. I need to get the cord support up in there so I can mount my ECU. Computer there, it mounts right in here. And then also all my pipes, my intercooler piping and my intake piping. It's coming along. Wiring wasn't so bad as long as it starts and runs. We'll have to see, but first time doing anything wiring with a DURAMAX. This thing's so awkward. It's like 120 pounds. Maybe 100 pounds. We got the LBZ in, we got the T56 in, we got the cord support, wiring, a lot of crap got done today, so Super stoked about that. It's not too far away from starting up. It's actually pretty insane how much stuff you can get done if you kind of know what you're doing and just get jamming. Oh man, so much work, so much work. My goal is to start this thing up. Like once I get it started and running, at that point, then it's kind of like, you know, just all the odds and ends. So I've been jamming away for about a week now, and it looks the same as it did a week ago, but there's a lot of stuff that I had to do with the tuning, with moving the motor, just so many things. So finally at the point now where I can start filming the rest of this build. So long story short, the truck did turn over. I don't have fuel lines ran just yet. Basically, I tried to tune the truck through the OBD2 port, and for some reason it wouldn't get a connection. And so I actually took the ECU out. I brought it over to my buddy's truck, 06 DURAMAX. Rylan, thank you for letting me use your truck to tune my ECU. So yeah, brought the ECU over there, tuned it on his truck. Now it's back in this truck, and it does turn over with the key. So that's good news. I didn't run the fuel lines or anything just yet. So I did run a fast sump kit in the bottom of the tank. We got the fast lift pump 165 mounted. Wires all ran for the pump. So it's basically just a matter of hooking up the fuel lines and the fuel cooler. I'm kind of doing that right now. You can see the lines right there. So basically, there's just so many things going on. I figured I'd kind of regroup, let you guys know what's going on, because there's just so much going on right now, and it's just like my brain is going in circles. But just one thing at a time, kind of just run through all the things that need to be done. So 1500 truck has a regular brake booster. DURAMAX has a Hydro Boost because diesels don't really have vacuum pressure for a normal brake booster, so they run a Hydro Boost. So I got a Hydro Boost from a DURAMAX from the guy that I bought the truck from, or the motor from. We're gonna toss it in there. I got the brake booster all unbuttoned. You can see right here, this sucker is about ready to come out. Gotta disconnect the two lines, pop this out, and pop this Hydro Boost in there. So you can see the fast lift pump there, and maybe you can see the sump kit right there. It's got the two lines coming off. Fuel in, fuel out. Return style sump kit should work out pretty good. But as far as just actually getting the truck to run, all I have to do is run my fuel lines, get the wiring plugged in, and I think it would run just like that. When you're putting a DURAMAX in something that didn't come with the DURAMAX, you're gonna run into those type of things. It's obviously why people don't normally swap 1500s, but it's gonna be sick, so. And things that need done still. We need to clean up the wiring a little bit. Fuse block setup is kind of just in here. Got to get the cover on, get my wiring all dialed in there. Got to run coolant, hoses, intercooler piping. This is the pedal, electronic pedal, so I got to run that into the cab. We got to do the brake booster to Hydro Boost, and then I'm going to have to do some custom lines down to the rack because the Hydro Boost goes into a steering box style steering, where this is going to be a rack and pinion. The entire front end obviously has to go back on, but that's not pressing. Fuel lines got to be connected right there, ran down all the way. It's got the 3-inch body lift on the cab already, and then I need to do the 3-inch body out back, but again, that's not really pressing to get it started. There's so many things going on right now that, like, it's crazy to see, like, some people filming everything. Like, it takes twice the time. So for me, I'm just kind of doing a bunch of steps, and then I'm gonna kind of go through it with you guys, and then it'll go faster that way. So So yeah. It's time to fill this bad Larry up with diesel fuel and hope for the best. We got the fuel lines all ran, and I need to put some fuel, diesel fuel, in the gas tank and prime the system, and then we're gonna try to start it. So I'm scared. We are priming the system right now, getting the fuel in that fuel filter. So turn it on. You can hear the pump running. Oh! Hey, it's primed. Now I need to prime the front, pop this bleeder screw right there. So even if this thing starts, I'm gonna turn it off right away because I don't have the hydro boost installed, so my power steering pump is gonna be pumping fluid out of there. I'm gonna put the lines into a little bucket, but I wanna see if it runs. So first turnover. Let's go. That was very uneventful. The thing just started up. That was the first time I turned it over. Holy crap, it started. It's been a lot of work. Still got a lot of work to do. Next is the hydro boost, so I can actually not spray brake fluid and power steering fluid everywhere. I gotta button up the radiator hoses, intercooler piping, drive line, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're just gonna be plugging along and be able to drive it soon, hopefully. Well, there you have it, folks. LBZ DURAMAX. She's a runner. Pretty excited to get this thing going. I just got a few things to button up, and I can actually take this thing for a drive. That being said, subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you on the next one.